Coming up on this week's Falcon Fever, the men's soccer team is once again Peach Belt champions. We talked to one player about their road to regionals.
Plus, Kaley Glover does it again. Find out about her success this past week on the track.
And one standout volleyball player talks about her success and what it's like to be a part of the Falcons team. Welcome to this week's episode of Falcon Fever. I'm Casey Beasley.
And I'm Sloan Gibby. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got a lot to cover today, so let's kick things off with men's soccer. It's been a banner week as the Falcons not only capture their 4th PBC title and stamp their ticket for the regionals, but also celebrate their new player of the year. The week started with a 1-0 nail-biter against Clayton State and continued with a 2-0 shutout against nationally ranked Flagler, all en route to a final showdown with USC Aiken for the Peach Belt crown. Montevallo struck first with a header from junior Gary O'Neill, but the Pacers tied the game 1-1 at the 39-minute mark. After a 45-minute weather delay, the Falcons then flipped the switch and went into attack mode, adding 3 more scores, 2 from freshman Pierre Omanga and 1 from sophomore Pedro Carneiro. The Falcons took the PBC title, beating USC Aiken 4-1. Here are the results from all of their tournament matches. Pierre Omanga was named the tournament's most valuable player. Falcon Fever soccer correspondent Sierra Barter caught up with Omanga to talk about the honor.
Hey, my name is Pierre Omanga. I play soccer for the University of Montevallo. I come from Paris, and I'm glad to be here in Falcon Fever. I came in Montevallo last semester, so it's my first year playing soccer for the school. It's kind of flattering, it's an honor for me, but I gotta thank all my teammates, the coach, the trainer, who always put me in the best condition to shine. I can't wait to play this Friday. I'm exciting, I think everybody on my team, and I don't think we're gonna change our way to prepare, because since the beginning is successful, so we are all happy and we are waiting to play Friday.
Being named tournament MVP wasn't Pierre Omanga's only honor this week. Omanga, along with Shane Howard, Gary O'Neill, and Brendan Ledgway, were named to the All-Peach Belt Conference first team.
And Ledgway also brought home another top honor for the Falcons. He was named the conference's Player of the Year. Ledgway led the conference in every major stat, allowing only 9 goals in 16 matches. He's played more than 1,500 minutes this season and has recorded 8 shutouts. The Falcons now prepare for the school's 7th trip to the NCAA Division II tournament. Montevallo is the number 5 seed in the Southeast region and will face off with Wingate University in the first round of action. The game is this Friday, November 9th at 6 p.m. and at the home field of Lander University. The winner of the UM-Wingate match will play Lander at home on Sunday at 11. We'd like to give a quick shout out to Jackson Tolson and Giuliano Frano for being named the PBC's all-academic team.
Shane Howard and Stephen Beatty were named honorable mentions. Congrats and keep hitting those books, guys.
The cross-country season is quickly drawing to a close. The men finished 16th out of 26 teams in the regional race. Not a bad ending for the men's season. David Smith was Montevallo's top runner, finishing 62 out of 168 runners. The women's team fared better than the men's team, rounding out the race in 7th overall out of 26 schools. Kaley Glover took the number 1 spot for the individual rankings. Her time of 22 minutes and 40 seconds set the 3rd all-time fastest 6K race time in UM history. Haley Evans followed Glover closely, finishing 8th overall. With Glover taking the regional race title, she has the chance to run in the Division II NCAA national title race. Right before the show, Kaley was chosen as the United States Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association NCAA Division II Southeast Region Athlete of the Year. I had a chance to see how she feels about her time and her chance to compete in the title race.
I don't know. I kind of still don't believe it, to be honest. Across the line, the first thing I asked my mom was, did I really just win the race? And she told me, yeah. It's just weird because no one expected me to win it. It was crazy going through the run and having all the people cheer for me, people I don't even know. People from the conference were cheering for me. It's just kind of crazy. It feels weird, especially for it to be my senior season.
Well, talk about all the hard work you've put in over the past few years to get this far.
Definitely a lot of hard work. Luckily, I have great teammates to work with. We all run workouts together. Haley Evans, the other senior, she's been awesome to work with because she's probably a harder worker than I am. And so I always just have her to work with in workouts and runs. We're always together.
Well, what are you doing to prepare for the national race?
At this point, there's not much I can do to actually better myself. All the training we've already done is what's going to help me. So at this point, it's just kind of maintaining it and doing what I've been doing, taking care of myself.
Well, like you said, you're a senior. What's it like to be a part of this team because y'all have done so well over the past few years as a senior?
It's great. Last year we won conference. This year, Haley and I both won Runner of the Year, to win regionals. It's been great. I'm so glad I chose Montevallo because I don't think this would have happened at any other school.
Well, good luck, and thank you, Kaley.
Thank you.
The volleyball team took on both Flagler and Armstrong Atlantic in Peach Belt Conference matches at Bank Trust Arena. The Falcons took Armstrong Atlantic down to the wire in a 3-2 setback against the Pirates on November 2nd. Montevallo won the first set before dropping the next two. Montevallo stormed back to capture the fourth set 25, but the game was beginning to take a toll on the Falcons, who ran out of steam, dropping the fifth and final set. On November 3rd, the Falcons faced off against Flagler and hoped to turn things around. The Falcons took the first set, but dropped the next three. Flagler won that match 3-1. The Falcons will close out their regular season with 3 home matches this weekend. Friday, November 9th, the Falcons host Marian Francis University in a Peach Belt Conference match at 7 p.m. Then on Saturday, November 10th, the women face off against UNC Pembroke at 11 and West Florida at 3:30. If you can't make it to the games, you can watch them live online at ustream.tv/Montevallo Athletics.
The men's basketball preseason is complete, and the Falcons spent the entire preseason on the road playing against Division I opponents. After a hard-fought loss against Purdue University, the men traveled to take on Ole Miss. The Falcons shot a meager 26% from the field, but stayed with the Rebels for the entire game, losing 77-62. Sophomore Torin Brown led the Falcons with 21 points, and senior Marvin Fitzgerald recorded the Falcons' first double-double of the year with 16 points and 12 rebounds. The Falcons return home to host the season opener against Stillman University on November 13th at 7 p.m. On the women's side, the Falcons also spent the preseason on the road. Just after our show last week, the ladies took on Alabama A&M in a tough match. The Falcons' defense was strong throughout the night, causing 14 turnovers. Montevallo led by as many as 17 points, but the ladies eventually lost in a nail-biter, 64-62. The Falcons then traveled to Samford University on November 5th, falling 49-45 in a defensive battle. Junior Alexis Brown led the Falcons with 14 points, while senior Zena Nazalowski led the team with 13 rebounds. The women opened the regular season on the road at Wingate University on November 10th, then head to North Carolina to take on Newberry University on the 11th. Now it's time for this week's Player of the Week.
Jolyn Hanna joins us now.
Thanks, guys. This week, the Player of the Week is volleyball player Manyi. Manyi is a junior here at UM, where she is double majoring in both psychology and social work. She is also planning to go to graduate school after she finishes her degree. She credits both her family and her teammates with her success as an athlete.
Have you been playing volleyball, and when did you know you were really good at it?
Well, I started playing my sophomore year in high school, and I played all 3 years, and then I didn't really know I was that good until I got recruited by Coach Katie O'Brien, and then I just kind of went from there.
You've been playing really well this season. Tell me about that.
I think we had a tough start for everyone, as a team as a whole, but we finally found that consistency, and that definitely helps. And as a team, we're starting to peak also, and it's about the right time around where conferences and everything, and that's where you want to be your best and show off all your abilities and how much you've grown all season.
You and your teammates seem like a really close team. How does that help you on the court?
It definitely helps with chemistry, with, putting 6 people out there that, are going to get it done. But off the court, we're just one big family, basically. We're not only friends, on the court, but, off the court, too. And you can definitely tell when we're playing and off the court, too.
You're from an athletic family. How does that help you as an athlete?
Well, just being from an athletic family just helps with, competition and, the drive to, play the sport that you love. All my brothers play soccer, and they just kind of instill that competitiveness in me, and I try to show that out when I play.
You want to say hi to your family back home?
Definitely want to say hi to my mom for supporting me in everything that I do, especially in volleyball, and for backing me up and, letting me do what I love to do.
Thank you, Manyi, our Falcon Fever Player of the Week.
Good luck to Manyi and the rest of the volleyball team this season. If you have any player in mind for next week's featured player, please let us know.
Thanks, Jolyn. It's that time in our show where we get to thank our viewers.
That's right. This week's Fan of the Week is Miss Jackie Finklea. Special thanks to her for being so supportive and watching our show. For more sports, you can get in on all the Falcon Fever action on YouTube and through social media.
You can watch current and past episodes of Falcon Fever on YouTube. Just search for Montevallo for you.
Also, add us as a friend on Facebook. There you'll find links to sports stories throughout the week and live updates from the games. You can also leave a comment, talk about recent games, or give a shout out to your favorite athlete.
You can also follow us on Twitter. Just search for Falcon Fever. And if you do leave us a comment or tweet us, we might just give you a shout out on our next show.
And last but not least, get extended sports coverage on MontevalloFalcons.com. There you'll find team rosters, live stats, pictures, and more.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's show. I'm Sloan Gibby.
And I'm Casey Beasley. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.